So, Sideways issue 2. If you aren't reading this, you need to be. I am behind, of course, but I will say it's fantastic. And let's get into it. We have a little bit of a hint of someone coming soon in this Sideways comic who seems very familiar to a Marvel villain, but let's talk about it. The issue starts right where the first one lets off. Obviously, it's a comic book. We get introduced to this man. I'll put him up on the screen. This is kind of part of his face, but I'll put a picture up on a screen. And his name is Tempest Fuganot, and he is like a kind of like a dimension protector. He's a defender of the boundaries between dimensions. I have notes written right here just to remember exactly. And it's wild because every time that Sideways would warp or he would sideways, I don't know if that's what he calls it when he warps, but yeah, whenever he would open a portal and dip through, the guy would always be there and he'd always follow him. He'd be like, you know what, I'm coming for you, like, you're dead. But in this one, they fight. Sideways, realizes that he can't actually warp because Tempest Fuganot actually has a weapon that prevents him from warping, which means that when he tries to warp, he literally just falls. Like, he falls from the sky. And so he thinks that it is like, oh, I've seen this. Like, I've seen superheroes do this, where they fall and they hit things to slow down before their actual crash. And he ends up breaking some of his bones and getting a bunch of bruises. But Tempest Fuganot actually suspects that he's dead. He's like, oh, you've chosen self-elimination. So maybe, because he's not followed, when he does this warp into this lake, he doesn't follow him. Tempest Fuganot does not follow Sideways. So it's kind of like, what is happening? But I think the reason for that is because he actually thinks that he's dead. He actually thinks that he chose death over being captured by Tempest Fuganot or killed by Tempest Fuganot. We don't even know what Tempest wants. Like, we don't know why he needs to protect this thing, but it's wild. He ends up actually warping to his friend's house, and he's like, help me, because he's all bruised, he's got broken bones, he's got all this stuff. And he goes to his friend's Ernie's house, and she is like, okay, I'll help you, I'll take you to the hospital. He takes you to the hospital, gets all his suit off and all that. And he's like, shut up before I beat you. And I don't know, they didn't say that, but I'm just saying that. And when they're at the hospital, his mom shows up because Ernie actually called his mom. Oops, hit the mic. Ernie actually calls his mom, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? And his mom's like, what are you doing? I can't believe you did this. Because in Gotham, a while back oh my gosh, I just seriously punched the mic. Wow. In Gotham, what happened was he actually got into a coma for 4 days during the events of Dark Knight. So in the first issue, when he talks about when he fell through that crevice, when he came out, he was actually in a coma for 4 days before his mom even found him, and she was super worried. And we learned that Derek is actually adopted because she says that he's not her biological son. So he is adopted. We don't know, maybe his parents, and maybe that's going to be a huge plot point, I assume, later, of who his parents are. I swear, if he's the son of Batman, I'm going to lose my mind. Because they'll be like, oh, who do we make Sideways the son of? Who's crazy in the DC universe? Batman. And it's like, why? But we do learn that his mom does care a lot about him. And we also are introduced to someone called Killspeed. Now, this is at the very end. I'll get to the crazy speculation thing because I have not read issues 3 or 4 yet. I will right after this video. Killspeed, or as a girl at the end, she's chained up. She gets out. Apparently, she's super fast and she has wind powers. At first, I thought she was a speedster. So I was like, okay, another speedster villain. He can take her on. Now, mind you, Sideways is in the hospital bed. His suit is in a backpack, and they're wanting to do tests on him to make sure he's okay. And his mom's like, do the tests. And all of a sudden, this Killspeed gets up and starts throwing things. It's like a literal tornado inside of the thing. Now, what you realize is in one of the panels, you actually see, I'll say Derek at this time, because he's not actually Sideways at this time. But Derek actually, in the back, his mom's actually unconscious. So what Derek does is whenever Killspeed is doing all this stuff, Derek actually reaches into his bag and puts on his mask, which is a very Spider-Man moment. Whenever you see, like, imagine, it's even perfect, Infinity War trailer. When you see, I'm not even going to say from the movie, from the trailer specifically, because it's in the movie, but in the trailer, you see Spider-Man, he's like, hey, do this, make a distraction. Everyone's like, oh, okay, and then they freak out on the bus, and he gets off the bus, and he literally just has the mask on when he's hanging outside of the bus. That's exactly what he does right now. He puts on the mask, and it's just his mask, and then he has a gown on, and then he literally uses his underwear, and he's ready to fight her. And then the issue ends, because I haven't read that for you. I don't know what happens yet, but the one big thing that shows up is this little thing right here. This page right here. Can I focus on it? Is there too much glare? Page right here. You can't really tell. There'll be a picture on the screen. But you get to see this little thing coming out of a rift. And it looks as if it may be a DC version of Venom, because it's literally a black sludge, like a black sludge thing, comes down, hooks onto a goose or duck. I think that's a duck, and it kills the duck, and the duck's like quack 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 quack, and it dies. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry, but the duck actually dies, and it's kind of wild because now they're hinting at this big Venom-esque character to go against Sideways, who was already a very Peter Parker, Spider-Man-esque character. But I'm really digging it. Like, I don't care if they're similar. The only thing I can see similar, really, is the actual, like, character himself. So Derek himself is very Peter Parker-like. And it's completely okay. Dude, really? And it's completely okay. Like, 100%. I'm just really excited to keep reading. I don't know when issue 5 comes out, but I'm going to be reading issue 3 after this, and then I'll record a video for that, and then I'll read issue 4, and then I'll record a video for that, and you'll see those in the coming weeks. I'm going to try to do these once a week to talk about this comic. I might even talk about other comics if there's a week where nothing's out. I might talk about Doomsday Clock, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, let me know if you guys have been reading Sideways. If you had, what do you think of it? If you aren't reading it, you definitely should. I believe each issue is about $3 a piece, maybe $4. $3 a piece for an issue of a comic is fantastic. Definitely read it, and I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go out sideways. Ha, got him. Oh, this issue was like a 10 out of 10, by the way.